for those of you who don't know, I was Matt's best friend. Matt and I were best friends even before we were born. Mrs. Larson and my mom literally planned to have us at the exact same time so that we would grow up best friends. But of course I was born first because my mom's super competitive. Matt was the best friend I could have ever had, and I'll never have a better best friend than him. I remember going to the hospital with Matt sometimes when we were younger, but other than those hospital visits, it was almost impossible to tell that he was sick. Matt was always crazy and hyper, and even when he was at his sickest, he always managed to smile. Not only was he my best friend, but you could also say that he was my first love. We got married many times over the course of our Kincaid-Larson family vacations. We used to spend hours in the Larson's family room eating ramen noodles that Mrs. Larson had made for us and watching our favorite shows. One time, I successfully convinced him to watch High School Musical with me, and even though he said he didn't like it, I knew he loved it. I had to watch Napoleon Dynamite with him more times than I can count, so every once in a while, I had to at least try to get him to watch my movies. I remember never believing that Matt could actually pass away, even though I knew he was sick. Most of the time, you would have never been able to tell the difference between him and any other healthy kid our age. But I also knew that he was very sick. Yet, when it came down to it, and I knew that he wasn't able to fight much longer, my mom tried to prepare me for losing him. I was taking a bubble bath one day, and she tried to tell me that Matt would be going to heaven soon. But I plugged my ears and I stuck my head underwater because I didn't want to hear it. How could somebody die so young? In my mind, it wasn't possible. I am a constant reminder of Matt, and because of that, I could have understood if the Larsons had found it hard to be around me. They did the complete opposite. My 5th grade graduation, my middle school graduation, every birthday party, my volleyball games. Even now, when my mom and dad go on their crazy vacations without me, Mrs. Larson is my stand-in mom. I can never put into words how much the Larsons mean to me. They are my family, and I am theirs. 10 years without Matt is a long time, and it makes me look back and realize all the milestones that I have gone through that Matt should have gotten the chance to go through with me. This past year, Matt would have gotten his driver's license, which would have been completely terrifying because he used to drive quads around the backyard all the time, and he would always manage to flip us, which leads me to believe that he would have been in a few accidents by now. This past year, I knew that he should have been my date to prom, and I have no doubt that no matter how much shorter he would have been than me by now, we would have gone together. These are the little things that you would expect every kid to get the chance to go through. But in the world of pediatric brain tumors, kids are lucky if they get to go through these milestones. Matt deserved to be there. 5 years ago, I stood in this exact room and I made a speech to you about how cancer can affect anyone in your life. Your best friend, your sibling, your cousin, your neighbor, but I never said your boyfriend. I'm actually wearing the dress that I wore to my junior prom this past spring. Matt would have absolutely loved it because he loved anything sparkly. I went to prom with my boyfriend of 2 years, Ben, who Matt would have loved because Ben almost has as much energy as he did. A month after we went to junior prom together, a month Ben spent running sub 5-minute miles at track meets, he was diagnosed with cancer. Now, 10 years after losing my best friend, who I visited in the hospital and sat with while he got treatment done, I'm back in the same exact hospital on the same pediatric oncology floor with some of the same doctors and the same nurses, but I'm with my boyfriend. Never in a million years did I think another person that I love, especially a kid, would be fighting the same fight. So when I stand here and I tell you once again that it could be your child, your grandchild, your niece, or your nephew, I really mean it. We have done amazing things in the past 10 years. We have helped so many people and raised so much money, but we need you to do more. I need you to do more. The Larsons need you to do more. Ben needs you to do more. And Matt needs you to do more. We need to put a stop to pediatric brain tumors being the #1 childhood disease killer. Thanks.